All right, the Unit 9 review. To label the plots on this grid. Plot A is 1, 1. We're remembering our ordered pairs. We have X, Y. This is my Y. This is my X. First one, we have 1, comma 1, over 1, up 1. This is A. 2, 3, over 2, up 3. This is B. C, over 5, up 3. This is C, and D is over 4, up 1. This is D. Then it says, draw line segments to connect the points as follows. Describe the figure you have drawn. What did we draw? A parallelogram. Kids, help me out with parallelogram. P, A, R, R, 1 R. Parallelogram. Okay. Describe the figure you have drawn. Plot the points on the grid to make a reflection. So we're going to take a look down here. So A is 1 minus 1. So right down here is 1 minus 1. So B would be then 2. Yes. Exactly. I'm finding it right here. 2, then we have minus 3. Then we have 5 minus 3. We have 4 minus 1. We have to plot this then. First one is 1 minus 1. So we're going to go here 1 minus 1. Next plot. 2 minus 3. We're going to go over 2, down 3. What's my next one, kids? 5 minus 3. Over 5, down 3. And the last one is what? 4. 4 minus 1. There is my reflected figure. And the question that is on there that I have cut off is, what is the rule? What's it say? What is the rule? We're going to change the second number to what? To a negative. Next problem. I want to go back to my hot pink pen. All right. We're building a fence around the garden. We want to know if we want to find perimeter or area. Well, if we're building a fence, we want to find the perimeter. It looks like we're working with. What are my dimensions, kids? So I'm working with 40 and 50. So this is what my garden looks like. Got a 50 here, got a 40 here. I want to build fence around it, so I'm going to have a 40 over here, and I'm going to have a 50 here. We're dealing with feet, is that correct? Meters or feet? We're dealing with meters, so that's my unit. If I add up 40 plus 40, I get 80. 50 plus 50, I get 100. 100 plus 80 is 180 meters. That's what my answer is to that problem. Next problem. A parallelogram, I have to label the area, the height, and the base. Well, here's my base. I'm going to put a B here. My height is to the right. I'm going to put an H. Area equals, we're dealing with centimeters squared. Is the number one place where kids lose points in the test because they don't label. I will dock points if you don't label centimeters squared. My height here is 2. My base, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 times 7, my answer is 14. Good job. Next problem. Got a triangle here. Have to label it again. So here's my base. Here's my height. Then I have area equals centimeters squared. My height here is 2. Base, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 times 7 is 14, but it is a triangle, so if you divide it by 2, 14 divided by 2, I've got 7 for an answer. Next problem. Keep cruising along here. Got a triangle again. To find the base, got a B down here. Height. Stay consistent. I got 1, 2. I better put an H. 1, 2, 3, 4. Height of 4. My base is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6 centimeters squared. You guys all see how I did that? Pretty easy. It's pretty consistent. We'll keep going. To draw a triangle that has 5 square centimeters in it. Okay. Well, it has 5 square centimeters, so I'm going to just draw it off here to the side. 5 centimeters squared is my area. That means that number 5 is the answer of a divided by 2 problem. So what is 5 times 2? It's 10. So I have to find a base times a height that equals 10. So I'm going to go 5 times 2. So I got, draw a point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the base of my triangle, which is 5. I better go up 2. 1, 2. Here's the top of my triangle. So when I check it, here's my height, which is 2. Here's my base, which is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. But then I have to divide it by 2 because it's a triangle, which means I get 5 square centimeters. Does that make sense how we did that, kids? You have to make sure you multiply first to get the big number, then divide it by 2 to get that triangle. Here's another one. Parallelogram with an area of 18 square centimeters. Well, how many different ways can we get to 18? We can go 18 times 1. We can go 2 times 9. We can go 3 times 6 to get to 18. We just have to decide what we want to draw. Let's go with one that is, let's go with this one. 3 times 6. So I have to have a base of 6. Start with a point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's my base. Could my base be 9? It could be. Could it be 18? It could be. That's not a problem. If my base is 6, that means my height has to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like I told you, make sure your dot isn't here because then we're going to have a rectangle, right? We don't want that. We want a parallelogram. So let's move it over to the side here. Go up 1, 2, 3. Let's move it in right here. Connect the dots. Let's count to see if we did it right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 times 6 equals 18 centimeters squared. Here's your answer. You guys all see how I did that? I'll give you a few moments to kind of catch up. Area of the base times the height. Show you another example here quick because some of you are trying to catch up. Show one more quick example here. Let's do the 2 times 9. Okay. We'll have 9 be my base. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need this one. 9. A dot here. Draw a dot here. Hopefully you see why I do these little checks. That way I'm counting the spaces. Okay. Now I'm going to go up 2, and then over 1 because I'm making a parallelogram. Up 2, over 1. Then I connect. So that could also work for an answer. Does that make sense? I could do 18 times 1, but I don't have enough space to make 18 spots down there. Here's another one. Define the area of a triangle. It's the amount of space. take a look here. Find Q. Got Q right here. This is my Y. This is my X. If I'm going here, I have X, comma, Y. So here I'm going to have blank, comma, blank. X, so X is my first one right here. So I'm going to go over. I'm at 7. So 7 is my first. And I'm going to go up. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, is it 4? It is 4. 4 is my second coordinate. That's how easy that is. Let's go ahead and just do another one here for an example. Let's do P. I'm going to go over 4 and up 7. That's how P would be. All right? Next one. Plot and label point C on the grid. So the triangle ABC has an area of 12 square centimeters. Keyword in this, and I'm going to tell you to highlight it on the test, triangle. If we're doing anything with the triangle, we're doing what? Divide by 2. Good job. Dividing by 2. Well, my first part, the nice thing is they have a base for me already, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is my base. So I have to find out what number times 4 equals a big number when I divide it by 2 equals 12. 4 times what? 4 times 3? That equals 12, but if I divide by 2, I'm going to get 6. So that's not right. 4 times 6 equals 24. Because when I take 24 and divide it by 2, that's how I get this 12. So that basically tells me this. If 4 is my base, 6 has to be my height. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect them. I'm going to show you a couple things where kids get confused on the test. Everyone watch carefully, okay? Stay on this problem, watch carefully. This is where kids get confused. Remember, my height is 6, right? But if kids look at the grid right here, it's at 7. Why is it at 7? The reason why it's at 7 is because your base is on line 1. This is a common mistake on a test. Kids will go, okay, I have to go up 6, so they'll go to this spot right here because that's at the 6. Only thing is this bottom line, the base of your triangle, isn't on 0, it's on 1. So make sure you go up to 7. Follow? You're going to see the same type of problem on the test. They put the bottom of the triangle on 1 or 2. Try and confuse you. So make sure you count up however many spaces you need from this bottom line to get your height, not from down here. Keep that in mind. Next problem. Volume. Love volume. What is the area of the base? Well, I can't see the base, but I can see the top of the shape, which is the same as the base. Okay. So there's a couple ways to do it. I can count it if I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 could be my base. You could also do it this way. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 5 here. 1, 2, 3. We have a 3 here. 5 times 3 also equals 15. So what is the area of my base? I have 15, and you have to label it correctly. These are centimeters squared. What is the height of the prism? Here's another thing. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is my height. Now, do I write centimeters squared or just centimeters for the height? Centimeters. It's kind of like if someone asks me, how tall are you? If I say 6 feet, 6 inches, that's okay. If I say 6 feet, 6 inches squared, that's kind of messed up, okay? What is the volume of the shape? What's 4 times 15? Area of the base times the height. Yeah, 60. You're going 4 times 15 equals 60. 60, and this is a 3D shape, right? So centimeters cubed. If you kept the area of the base the same and changed the height so the volume tripled, what would the new volume height be? They're saying the volume tripled, right? So the area of the base stayed the same. So my big B equals 15 still, right? My volume would triple. So what's 60 times 3? 180. So my height, 15 times what number equals 180? That's what we have to figure out. Do you guys understand that? They want to go base times height equals volume. Well, if we know the big B, which is 15, if I know my volume, which is 180, 15 times what? Well, let's say if we tripled the height. What's 15 times 12? Yeah. 15 times 12. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Place value, 5, 1, 180. So all I would have to do is triple my height, which would be 12. So everyone see how I did that? I'm going to have you highlight these things on the test so you know exactly what you're looking for. But please make sure when it says, so your volume tripled, what will your new height be? It's kind of like basic algebra. Next problem. Find the volume of the prism. The first thing I'm going to do is this. I know my volume needs to be written yards cubed. That's my answer. Let's find the area of the base. 21 times 16. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Place value holder. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Add them up. 6, 3, 3. 336 is the area of my base. What do I have to do next then, kids? Yeah. Times 12. 336 times 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 2 times 3 is 6. Place value holder. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. Add them up. 2, 13, 10, 4. 4,032. And I already have it labeled correctly because that's the first thing I did when I did the problem. It's very important because on the test you get a point for the number, you get a point for labeling it. At the same time, you get a point for getting the number right and lose a point for labeling it wrong, which means you got a 50% on the question, which isn't good enough. Okay. Next problem. What's awesome about this shape? The base is already found for you. So all you have to do is 15 times 4. And you get a lovely number of 60. Yards cubed. Because it is volume. Next one. I have a triangular prism. Anything with a triangle, I have to remember I have to divide by 2 sometime during this whole thing. I only have to divide by 2 once, but I have to remember to divide by 2. Okay? Find the area of the base. So the bottom of this shape is 8 times 13. Let you guys figure that out for me and then tell me what it is. Times 13. What is it? 104. 8 times 3 is 4. 2. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 2 is 104. So take 104, and I'm going to multiply it by, so 5. 104 times 5. Go ahead and do that on your papers quick. 570. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 0 is 0. Got a 2 here. 5 times 1 is 5. 520 sounds like a better answer. Some of you that got 570, you did 5 plus 0 plus 2. It's okay. Is that not right? I'm not done yet. I'm not done with the problem yet. Then I'm going to take 520, and I'm going to divide this by 2. Right? 520 divided by 2. 2 goes into 5 how many times? 2 times. 4. 1, bring down the 2. 2 goes into 12 how many times? 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 0, bring down the 0. 0. 260. Now, kids, there's another way to solve this problem, okay? You could also do it this way. You could take, and it's even quicker, you could take 5 times 8, find this triangle. I'll use a different color to help you out. 5 times 8 equals 40. Divide it by 2, you get 20. Remember, you only have to divide by 2 once, right? Since we've already divided by 2, then we can just go 20 times 13, and we also get 260. I wanted to show you a couple different ways to do it, okay? But do you guys see why I told you to go 8 times 13 first? Because you're finding the area of the base, then you're multiplying by the height. It's a triangle, so then you got to remember to divide by 2. Either way, you get 260 for an answer. Also, make sure you are labeling correctly. Rectangular prism below has a volume of 420. That's my volume. It's got a height of, we don't know. It's got a base height of, we don't know, and a base of 140. 140 times what equals 420? You guys see how I wrote that out? Because we know the area of the base times the height equals volume. 140 times what? Times 3? Let's check. 140 times 3. 0, 12, 3, 420. Our height would be 3. I want you guys to keep on watching this video tonight, but this should be helping you out. We'll go over it more tomorrow as well. Explain how you find the volume of any prism. Area of the what? Area of the base. Times what? The height. I'm going to make a separate video for the challenge.